Mamta is going to talk to us a little bit more about the adoption journey. Actually, before we get to that, there's probably a very good point about members versus non-members.
I'll keep it short. So try to keep it short. So indeed, it's you have members. The benefit of the members is that they get all those building blocks architecture for free, and they can participate in the working groups. So they can create the future of BIAN together, and that's the best way of learning. But for the non-members, they can do the training, so they can do the certification, so benefit from the years of experience with a training course. And there's a practitioner community where there's an open FAQ where we really share a lot of content. There's a lot of webinars, there's a lot of case studies, so there's really a lot of content already available. You don't need to be a member to start working with BIAN. If you're a member, you will get much more out of it.
Yep. Fantastic, thank you. So that takes us to, Mamta spoke earlier about banks going from aware to active. And as we saw, there's another stage from active to committed. So Mamta, can you tell us briefly about these? And I do want to focus on the center of excellence step there. So
yes, which is a very important part of being committed. But before I get to that, I think I will highlight aspect of it. Once you start using BIAN for your IT development, your IT design, your technology design, understanding how your business is also, actually, I shouldn't just use IT, I should use businesses designed and architected. What it helps is to embed that thinking, which is BIAN mindset, BIAN service domains, BIAN approach into your technology operation and your business operation. So you know who is owning these capabilities in the organization, who is providing your requirements for it, and how is your technology delivering it, how is technology operating it. If there is a problem in your technology, which of the customers and which of the business owners are impacted as a result of it. So embedding it into your tools, which are used for your IT operations and business operations, is a very good part of it. And then it's a continuous use of BIAN mindset, BIAN content, and making sure that you stick to the principles and patterns which BIAN has provided. Because any framework, if it is not implemented properly, could mean that it is probably not delivering the benefit in the right way. So the governance aspect and the practice aspect becomes a very important component in an organization for our ongoing delivery of benefit and value using a framework like BIAN. And that's the reason where a center of excellence can play a really good part and can really accelerate and make sure that you are on the right path over a longer period of time. With that, I'll probably hand over to Morathi on BIAN COE.
Thank you. So indeed, the as Manta says, the benefits of a center of expertise, there are many, but rather if you have a high-end sponsor that says, okay, we need to do BIAN, and how do you get that going? Or if you start small with a proof of value and you don't know how to get that going, a center of expertise is a good way to start because it gives hands-on. You create a team. Besides the many benefits, I'll go into how do you set this up. So what it starts with, I think, is okay. How do you build a center of expertise? So the core is basically the governance, getting the right guidance, getting the right information in place, making sure that it's clear, okay, who is potentially a sponsor, who's the professional, the champion, basically, who's the champion, who's the ambassador, and who are the professionals that will be working with BIAN, and what information is needed for which professional. Do I get management involvement? What is the capability level of the various professionals initially that join in? And what are good frameworks and perspectives? What content is already out there and what can we leverage? Then from the governments, I would say we go to creating a program for the Center for Expertise and going into a facilitation, giving the right tools. So this is from a support perspective. Okay, is there an environment where we can save content? How do we communicate with each other? Where do we save files? Is there a working environment? What is our geolocation? How do we collaborate with one another? But also, for example, a simple thing is if you're working in a big corporation and you identify, okay, it really helps to get professionals through training. How do they go through training? If you can already identify that process together with HR or by yourself, okay, here's a preferred training partner we like to work with, or this is how we set it up within our organization, and this is how you can easily go through that process, that can really facilitate and help other professionals, because otherwise it might be a boundary for other professionals to join in and to take that next step. So you basically want to take those challenges away from other professionals working in your center of expertise. Then it has been mentioned before, the BIAN mindset. It's also a cultural, so I'm going to the right corner of this diagram. It's also a cultural perspective, showing to professionals what are the benefits for you and for your organizations, having the right mindset, and creating that community feeling, that ecosystem of professionals within your organization that work with BIAN, identifying which professional has know-how of which domain, and knowing, okay, you want to know more about this subject, go to that one because he's specialized in it, and growing that community, identifying it, which are the professionals, growing it, nurturing it, create events, great meetups, great webinars. And then I come to the next point, research, create content together. Create content for your organization, specific use cases where you leverage BIAN, a specific proof of values, document it in a location that everybody can find it, can re-leverage those use sources, which is basically a database, a knowledge base, and look at the future, because collaborating across different branches, different parts of the organization, that can really create innovation, and that can really increase how much you can leverage BIAN. If you just do it by yourself, you will benefit. But if you do it across your organization and get that ecosystem going, then you really can get the most out of BIAN, and you can get, what I said before, you can really get that ball going. So the center of expertise nurtures all of these different facets and combines them together. And indeed, it's vital. And then I'll go to the next slides also due to the time. It's vital to also get the different professionals. So in here in the right top, you see ambassador, champion, practitioner, participants. That's basically your champion pyramid, how you could call it. You could use a different naming convention, but okay, who are the professionals in your organization? Identify them. Who is the person that's basically leading this initiative? Maybe it's several, but okay, who's the person that everybody in the organization knows? Okay, he's the one in charge, not in charge, but he's the one pooling this initiative. He's the BIAN guy, basically, or BIAN woman. Getting your champions identified. Who are the professionals per domain expertise that can pull it? Who are the people working with it that can benefit from BIAN? And who are the people basically attached to BIAN that are involved and need to know what is BIAN that can benefit from it. And then there you also see the different hierarchical levels aligned to it. And we within BIAN and within the BIAN Service GmbH have provided several, I would say, solutions or services to the different hierarchical levels. So for senior leadership, there's the C-level seminar, which can be leveraged. There's, of course, the BIAN membership, where a lot of content is included. That will be something for the sponsored stakeholders to be involved in. Then resource management, HR, facilitation. It's good to get them involved. Van Haren or BIAN can help with any administrative tasks to get that going, but it helps to also know there's space available, to know how do you get a learning track going, or how do you reach out to a learning partner and who's going to facilitate that. So it's also good to identify that role. Indeed, having your ambassador, the specialized training for these ambassadors. There's the adoption guide infographic about how do you implement BIAN. For the champions, we have the different certifications and there's training available. Then I'm now at point 5. This looks linear, but you can start from any point you want to. From point 5, for the different practitioner, there's the practitioner environment with a lot of content, webinars that they can go into and resource. There's the book for members. It's made available for free. And for participants, there's indeed the syllabi, there's the content, there's a free basic e-learning available for members explaining what is BIAN. So there's a lot of content, there's a lot of content available out there. I think you can scan the QR code and there you can find more what is out there and how BIAN and BIAN Service GmbH already tries to help members and professionals to benefit from BIAN.